Alright, good day everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Peter. For those of you that are new here, welcome. Go ahead and hit like, comment, and subscribe. Tap the notification bell so you can know when I'm uploading to the channel. Alright, you guys, so today I am here to give you your message, okay? And so, your ancestors are saying that there's more than one way to see it. There's more than one way to see it. Okay. So right now there is a situation going on for some of you, and you're looking at it from one lens. You're looking at it from one particular view. And your ancestors are saying that there's more than one way to see this situation. All right. This situation has multiple different perspectives. And if you sit down and reflect on this, then you'll be able to see it too. You'll be able to see it from multiple different aspects rather than just seeing it from one aspect, okay? But there's more than one way to view this, okay? So now they're asking you to reflect on it and understand whether these things, whether this particular belief about this certain thing is because of your upbringing or because of things that were, projected onto you, or because of your particular beliefs. Like, what's causing you to see it this way? All right, and they're not saying it is wrong. They just want you to be able to look at it from all angles, because you only looking at it from one perspective is why it's so complex. Why it's so difficult for you to look past it or see past whatever it is. But they're saying that, like, you got to look at it from multiple different angles and multiple different aspects, and they're wanting you to reflect on it. All right, so if you're needing to, go to your sacred space, whatever that space is for you, whether it's out in nature, whether it's in your room, whether it's at your altar, whatever it is for you, and just reflect on it. All right, don't talk about it. Don't express it to anybody, because a lot of people are not going to understand what it is that you're saying anyway. And a lot of the stuff that they're telling you, you need to keep between you and them anyway. All right, you need to keep it between you and them anyway, because it's not meant for everybody to understand or for everybody to, know it. But your ancestors are definitely calling for you to really dig deep. And they're also calling for you to, like, really get to know them. All right, really get to know them, really get to establish a relationship with them. Okay, and the more that you begin to establish the relationship with your ancestors, the more that you get to build that rapport with them, the more that you will understand about yourself, even if you don't know everyone in your family. All right, but the more that you will understand about yourself. There's so many different aspects to you, and sometimes some of y'all done grew up thinking like, dang, I am nothing like these people that I was raised with, or I'm nothing like these people that I'm around. But it's just because you're not like those people don't mean that you're not like people, like people from your lineage or people from your family. All right, because you may just be like your great grandpa or your great grandmother or your grand uncle or something like that. So you might share views that align mostly with them, and you might have beliefs that align mostly with them, which is probably why once you start digging and start understanding, you'll probably see, like, okay, the family didn't mess with this person because this person was like this, and this person reminded me of this, and you already know they already believing that you're doing something dark anyway, because if you're not doing what they're doing, then it can't be right? So that's what your ancestors are saying. Like, make sure that, like, while you're on this journey and while you're aligning yourself with your spirituality and aligning yourself with these different frequencies and who you are and aligning yourself with your purpose and your soul mission, that you're not carrying any of these belief systems with you. All right, those ancestral beliefs, those ancestral patterns, because not all of them are conducive to what you got going on, and they will hinder you, because things like that creates judgment. All right, creates judgment. Right, and so you don't want to be the person that is judging somebody because their spirituality don't look like yours, or their way of life doesn't look like yours. You don't want to be that person. It's going to turn people off from you. It's going to turn people off from any information that you're trying to get out there, which and it probably done turned you off from people that's trying to like get you to do something that you're not totally with, you know. With this journey, your ancestors want you to know that everything you do on this journey, as long as it is true to you, that is your way of life. That is your essence. That is your prayer. That is your overall being. It's what resonates with you. It's not what any person is teaching you. It's what resonates with you and your soul, and that's it. All right? Because not everything that everyone teach you is going to resonate with your soul. Some of it you got to be able to resonate with, and some of it you're going to be like, you know what? I need to put this part of it down, but I do understand this, and I do recognize this, and I do appreciate this. All right? But you don't want to get into the point to where you're taking different belief systems and different things that you were taught and trying to create a system within something that is supposed to be so free and so liberating and so unique to you and your own individual journey, because that's what your spiritual life is all about. Your spiritual life, your journey, you coming into your higher self, you coming into you getting aligned with that purpose, you getting on that soul mission, you being that light worker or that starseed or whatever it is that you like to call yourself. You getting on that path and doing those things, it's unique to you. It's your own individuality, all right? It's your own uniqueness, but it's also in direct alignment with your guides and your team and your ancestors, because you wouldn't be you without your ancestors, all right? And that's why they're so hard up on, like, hey, I need you to get this. Hey, I need you to understand this, because once you understand this, then you'll be able to understand this, and then you understand this. And a lot of them are leading you to like really do your genealogy. I'm not saying go to a lab, spit in nothing. I'm talking about really digging deep down and going and talking to your great aunt or talking to your great grandmother if they're still alive, or your great grandfather, and asking them about who your family members are. And you'll be surprised what you unravel in the things that you uncover. Because again, there's nothing new under the sun. So you might be feeling this strange and weird behavior. You could just probably ask them, you know, you're like, hey, Grandpa, you know, was anybody in my family had dreams? And the dreams sometimes came true. And then your grandpa like, yeah, oh, your Aunt Maddie or your uncle such and such, you've had them crazy dreams, child, but we didn't really deal with him. Now you can align yourself with this person, like, dang, you know, then you can start calling forth that energy, not calling it forth to you, because you want to really make sure that that bloodline, that particular energy is complete, and that particular energy is whole and cleansed and vibrating on the frequencies that is, that will not harm you, right? First, before you start engaging in it. But you can draw on inspiration from that particular ancestor, because now you got a link, and this person can help you unlock the doors to that, you know, unlock the doors to certain things. Like, I have certain ancestors that dabbled in certain things, and I'm like, oh wow, I didn't know that we were able to do this. And once I accepted that that's what I was seeing, and I began to attempt it, I was like flawless at it. And it was because it was part of me. And you notice that a lot of times when you're doing things and you're wondering like, man, why am I so good at this? Nobody else can do it, but you can do it flawlessly. And that's because that's something that's been passed down to you as a gift, all right, from your ancestors. So your ancestors are really wanting you to kind of like tap into those ancestral patterns, but let go of the ones that do not serve your purpose. All right, letting go of the ones that do not serve your purpose, that do not fulfill your soul mission. Some of the ancestor beliefs that, and they really got me hopping on these ancestor beliefs. Some of the ancestor beliefs that you are, you know, leaning towards are the very same ones that are kind of like stopping your growth. All right, so there are some things that you're really going to have to do your due diligence and doing your research and connecting the dots and doing your spiritual work and things like that in order for you to begin to understand more even about what you were brought up on. So if you were brought up on one particular religion, really doing that soul work to understand, like, why is this and why is that and why is this? Not just believing things just because this was something that you were told to believe, all right? And there's many of you that are resonating heavily, like I can even feel it before even the message get posted, that you're resonating heavily with that particular awareness, because you're trying to figure out, like, okay, if this was this way, then why was this like this, and why was this like that, you know? But in the end all be all, in the grand scheme of things, everything was about reaching your higher selves. Everything was about becoming one and understanding that you were one with everything within the universe, because you are made from the universe. You came from the universe. All right, and so that's what your guides and your ancestors want you to know. It's a lot of wisdom that you don't have access to, is because they are waiting for the opportunity for you to be able to handle that wisdom. All right, because some of that wisdom is so deep and so ancient that you might get a hold of it and it might do something, mess with the wiring in your brain. I mean, look at the information. Look at when you first came upon this journey, and look at when you come into new information now. It's like information overload. And look at you going through this ascension now. You've been fatigued, you've been tired, you've been up and down in emotions. You've been going on this roller coaster. You've been having this, you've been having that, and you've been feeling tingles in your body, and you've been feeling shakes, and you've been feeling this, and you've been feeling nauseated, and you've been feeling thirsty, and you've been feeling dehydrated, and then you're not interested in the things that you used to be interested in, and then sometimes you want to work out and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you want to sleep in but you can't, and you're waking up at certain times of the night. All right, and that's because this wisdom, this ancient ancestral wisdom, has been dropped down into you. You know, these downloads have been, all of this information has been downloaded into you, sprinkled into you. They're giving you this infinite knowledge and passing it on to you, and now your body is like, whoa, what's going on? How am I supposed to process all of this? All right, so that's why a lot of the stuff that you are asking for and a lot of stuff that you are wanting to come into contact with has not been given to you yet, because you have to get in a place to receive it so it don't take you out mentally, spiritually, and physically. All right, that's why they was harping on you getting that temple ready, y'all. Because when they start giving you this certain information, even the temple got to be prepared to hold it, prepared to receive it. Because it's not going to be just something like, oh, you know, it's not going to be just like, oh, the 3 means this and the 2 means this. No, it's going to be some actual information that's going to blow your mind. Or it's going to take you, you're going to be like, whoa, right? And you're going to have to be able to ground that information in order to upload that download into you. All right? You're going to have to be able to ground that information in order to upload that download into your computer, into your physical computer, so that you can program it within you and be able to utilize the software, all right, in a way that's going to benefit everybody that decides to use your app, or for everybody that decides to, you know, believe in or align with the information that you are telling them. All right, because that's going to be potent to you, right? It's a lot of you that are feeling real crazy about the body. Okay, and so what's happening now is you coming in contact with yourself again. You here in this dimension, you're just an avatar. All right, so you are now coming in contact with another one of your higher selves, and all of your other selves that are in other dimensions are like, yo, I feel strange, I don't know why, but I'm feeling pulled in this direction. This is in these other dimensions. And you're feeling drained. You're like, yo, I'm supposed to be over this. I'm supposed to be done with this. Why am I feeling like this? Why do I want to cry? Why do I want to laugh? Why am I upset? Why am I thinking about this? I thought I was over this. Well, because somewhere in those other dimensions, right, part of you is still going through those things. All right? Part of you is still going through those things. It's just the way it is, right? And so now what's happening is they're all trying to pull towards their higher selves now. They're being forced to pull towards their higher selves, and you're already there, and you're like, oh. So now you feel way down, like you feel weighted, okay? So that's what's going on. So that's why your physical body is, and there are also things in the cosmos. We have retrogrades that are happening right now. We have different things aligning. We had the Libra moon Libra new moon coming up. You know, so things are coming into balance and things are coming into harmony, right? So we have all of these different things going on. All right, so that's why your guides and your ancestors are wanting you to build up your spiritual strength, build up your physical strength, so that you can be able to receive all of the messages and all of the information, the important information that's going to come across. All right, you are going to be able to divine and discern so many different things, and some of you are already done tapped into it. You're like, oh my goodness, how the heck can I do this? There's so many different things happening, so many different shifts happening, and that's what they're wanting you to prepare yourself for. All right, so the last message: be prepared for war, being prepared for the spiritual war, the spiritual wars that is amongst us. All right, because there are several different spiritual wars, there are several different spiritual attacks that are going on right now, and a lot of us are unaware. All right. So therefore, you have to prepare yourself for these wars. You have to prepare yourself by putting the right things within your temple. You have to prepare yourself by edifying your mind with the right things. You have to prepare yourself by grounding yourself. You have to prepare yourself by being out in nature and becoming one with nature and being able to use your intuition and alignment with nature to be able to create something of substance for you to survive off of. Okay? So these are all the things they want you to do. That's why your ancestors want you to get back to some of those ancestral things, because you need to be able to, if anything happens, apocalypse, whatever, shortages, all of this different stuff, you need to be prepared to sustain yourself, self-sustain yourself. All right? You have to be prepared for that. So it's fall. Go get them seeds for the fall. Cabbages, broccoli, things like that. And start planting that stuff if that's what you are inclined to do. But using your intuition to become one with nature so that you'll be able to sustain yourself. All right? Making sure you have ample water and things like that. Food and things of substance that's going to raise your vibrational frequency. All of the different greens, all of the different high alkaline fruits, all of the water that's, you can drink purified water. Just put a little carpet in it. You can drink whatever water, because water, once you put it into your body, regardless to the pH, it neutralizes. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's purified water. It doesn't matter if it's faucet water. It doesn't matter if it's spring water. It's all going to neutralize. It doesn't matter if it's alkaline water. It's not going to mess with your alkalinity. All right? Coming from a person that always go alkaline, it's not going to mess with your alkalinity because water neutralizes. All right, but doing those things that are of your high frequency, that is going to raise your vibration, that is going to prepare you for your temple to be able to sustain itself when that time comes. All right, and once you raise that alkalinity, once you get closer to the alkaline side and get further away from the acidic side, a lot of those messages are going to be trailing in. Some of the stuff that you're going to see and hear and understand, you're going to be like, what the? That, and it's because of what you're putting in your temple. All right, because there's a lot of things that we eat these days that are high in sugars, high in fructose, lots of carcinogens, and all that stuff is damaging to the temple, and it's damaging to our vibration and things like that. But this doesn't mean that you have to go vegan either, because there are foods that activate you and draw you closer to your ancestors, believe it or not. So some days you may be craving some foods, and these foods are drawing you closer to your ancestors because they're activating something in you just because you're eating this food. All right? So that's pretty much it, you guys. Your ancestors are really wanting you to reflect. Understand that there's more than one perspective when it comes to certain things. Know that there are things of them that they want you to keep, and there are things of them that they just want you to let go or be more open to other information that is becoming available to you. All right, so that's pretty much it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this message. If you guys are interested in coming on Patreon, we're going to have our anonymous counters coming up on the 8th and the 22nd, and this is where we get and we connect and we talk about things spiritual. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll holler at you.